Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dan with Senior E-Bike Nation. Decided to get out and do a little ride here this afternoon. They called for rain earlier, so I didn't get out, and now we've had no rain at all day, so I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna run up to the food blessing box and drop a couple things off. So we're probably only going to get about a 10-mile ride in today. Weather's really warm out here. It's probably 55 degrees out here. And I figured I'd get out and do some riding. I'm on my electric bike company Model R today. I call it Nostalgia. As I mentioned, it's the bike I ride for comfort. But it does the job. Yeah, I got out yesterday and did a different trail, and probably doing more of them maybe Friday. Early next week I may get out and do some other trails. I had to order some tire holders, I call them, basically that mounts to my bike rack for my truck, and it's got wider footprint on it to accommodate them 4-inch tires. I guess you might call them tire receivers. So I'm getting them in tomorrow, and then I'll get that side rusher out on some different trails. We'll be doing all kinds of different trails, I think, this coming year. This is the only bike I will not get out and do extra trails. I mean, distances on extra trails anyway. Because I don't trust it past 20 to 25 miles on one battery. I normally have about 40% left when I come back after 20 miles on this, after I calculated the voltage into percentage. So I probably could go 30, but I'm just not going to try it. Like I said, unless electric bike company wants to send me another battery, I'd be more than happy to do longer range tests for them, maybe do a 50-miler. So we're going to do that. And I said we're only going to be doing a 10-miler today. Hope you guys can see the phone okay on my Strava app. Yeah, I thank you for the comments from yesterday's video. I have not answered them yet, but a few people were telling me what they were riding. And we had a couple comments on veteran related things, since I'm a veteran, and some other people are too on my channel, so I'll get back and answer those questions for them. As I mentioned, we're in pedal assist 4 right now. I'm doing about 18 miles an hour. If I go to 5, I may get 19 miles an hour, but I don't know how much faster this is going to go than that. Last ride I did on pedal assist 5, the most I could get is about 19 mile an hour on this bike. And I'm okay, you know, speed is not everything when it comes to riding. As I mentioned, most seniors wanted dependability and reliability on their bike and comfort. Speed was down about 4th or 5th on their concerns. Still got that squeak in that front brake. I still haven't had a chance to look at it yet. May need just a little bit of an adjustment. Yeah, my bike's showing it's 55 degrees, and that's probably pretty close to what it is out here. It's later in the afternoon. It's after 4 o'clock, so I can get up there and back within an hour, so it won't be dark. Yeah, I really enjoyed my bike ride yesterday. Doing my, well, it was really wound up being 18 miles from Xenia to Cedarville and back, so I really enjoyed that ride. Yeah, you got to put some effort into this bike. I'm even at pedal assist 4. And I'll tell you, this thing will give you a workout. I'm not sure this is not a 500 watt motor instead of a 750. It looks like a 500 due to the size of it, so I'm going to get with Electric Bike Company and see what they actually sent. That would explain the lack of power, especially on the torque. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fast enough. I mean, most people like to ride at 15 to 17 mile an hour, and that's really where you're at on this. But I'll be checking with them and make sure this is a 750 watt hub motor. Now I know it has a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery that they sent me. I had one of my subscribers told me that the bike wasn't worth the money. He said it only had a 500 watt motor and a 48 volt 12 amp hour battery, and I know that's not true because I looked at the battery and it is 14 amp hour. So he's wrong about that. Now you got to remember, these things will be sent whatever you order, and you're gonna, you know, price points go up from that too, so keep that in mind. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not a paid sponsor for Electric Bike Company. But for senior riders, I highly recommend this bike. Especially with this step-through design, it's going to make it a lot easier. We'll go up to pedal assist 5 here. Climb this hill a little bit easier. The motor cuts out at about 18.5. I noticed that every time I rode this bike, the motor has got a surge in it to where it's cutting out when it gets to a certain speed. I feel it all the way in 5th pedal assist. It's like the bike is kind of wanting to push you or something. But I'm cruising along about 18.5 miles an hour, so yeah, it's warm enough today I don't even need my gloves. Yeah, my speed on my Strava app and my bike is about 1 mile an hour difference. As I mentioned, my other bikes I'll probably ride between pedal assist 3 and 4 most of the time, but I find this bike in pedal assist 5 the most comfortable. As far as my effort on that having to put into the pedals, on pedal assist 4 I noticed I got to put a little more effort into pedal assist 4 on the pedals than I do on 5, of course. But it's a very well built bike. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it about a 8.5. I do this as honest as reviews as I can do on anybody that sends me anything. Just because they send me something don't mean I may not give you a bad review. I had another email from another bike company out of Florida today that I had sent off to, that they want me to send them a video, so I did. But I told them in my initial email that anything I ride must fit seniors very well. Not from only a safety standpoint, a comfort standpoint. The bike has to be built for a senior. So we'll see if they'll send me one. Never heard of them, actually. I think the name of the company is Green Bike Company. I think they're out of somewhere in Florida. I actually had the CEO send me an email back, so I got his interest for sure. On your right. How you doing? It's a bike I'll definitely use to come up to the blessing box quite a bit, because I got that great big styrofoam carrying case in the back and in the basket, and it'll hold quite a bit. Come a little better than 4 miles. We've about got another less than a mile to go. I think I've come 82 miles so far on this bike. About 5 hours and 12 minutes on the time. Well, I'll tell you, you just don't feel bumps on this bike at all. And it's only got front suspension. It does not have rear suspension on this bike. Got a little bit of bumper coming over that bridge. I actually made it to 20 miles an hour on the bike, but I'm going down a little bit of hill too. Get up here and check out the blessing box. Still got quite a bit of stuff in there today. Gonna be adding some ramen noodles for sure. I believe that's a local cross-country team there. See them in the spring and the fall. And we're gonna put another can of black beans in here. So I might need that for a Mexican dish of some kind. Quite a bit in here actually. A bunch of soups and corn and vegetables and cereal. Some non-fat dry milk, macaroni and cheese, so stocked up pretty good today. Again, little free pantry. Take what you need, donate what you can. Feed the creek. Okay, get this lid put back on here and strap down and we'll head back. I can go ahead and talk about the bike now if you want to, before we head back. This again is the electric bike company. Model R stands for rugged, and it's a beautiful bike. They did such a really good job on manufacturing this thing as far as design. And remember, you can go on their website and you can color coordinate this thing. Anything you want to is from the down tube to the fenders. You can get wood fenders for these instead of plastic, and you can color coordinate any color scheme or combination you want on this bike. So the price points go up from there. This bike retails at $2,500. It's a little steep, but it's a well manufactured, quality built bike, and it's built here in the USA, and almost all the batteries and everything are assembled in-house. Their hub motors are all assembled in-house, so it's got some really good quality parts on it. This, they say it's a 750 watt hub motor, but I'm thinking more it's a 500. I'm going to check that and double check that. And the battery sits in this down tube here, and this has got a little lever here you pull and turn with the key, and the battery comes forward. And that's how you change the battery, or you can actually charge the battery from the port here. It's got Tektro Dorado hydraulic disc brakes on it, front and back. It's got a color display here. The only thing I don't like about it, it only shows in voltage. You cannot change that to percentage. I don't like that. I made them aware of that. But you've got your trip time up here, and then of course you've got your total hours and mileage on the bottom there, which stays on there all the time. You got 5 pedal assist. Here's your pedal assist. I'm on 5 right now. We'll drop this back down to 0. Now if you let this bike sit for a minute, and if it's in, say, pedal assist 1, that pedal assist will shut off until you hold down this bottom button to turn the pedal assist back on. That's a good safety feature. And of course your headlights are here, which I have them on. Really bright actually. And then of course the running lights, you got them here. You've actually got them here. The tires are 26, I think, by 3-inch. They've got some kind of Kevlar material built into the tire itself. It's got the quick connect to take the front tire off. A lot of people don't like that. They feel they'll lose their tires that way, which they can if you're not watching your bike. And it's got a very comfortable stock seat. This is the stock seat to come with it. Very, very comfortable. And when I got this thing out of the box, there was only one thing I had to do. I had to unloosen this bolt here and these 4 bolts here, turn the handlebars around to where they're at now, and that's all I had to do. Tighten the bolts back down and the bike was ready to go. Right out of the box. Very easy assembly. It's got a half throttle here. It's actually a thumb throttle, not a twist throttle. And it's got a 7-speed Shimano shifter. I typically only stay in 1 speed on almost all my bikes. It's got also stainless steel chain, which is different. I really like that. It's a really sleek design bike for sure. Now, a little bit of the things that I did add to it, which I'll go over. This is an old insulin carrying case my wife gets in every 3 months, so I worked out well to carry things. I put on bar end mirrors on both sides. You just pop out a little rubber plug on the end of the handlebar and it comes off. And I added the phone holder, of course. And I added this Kruna Jersey style. One of my YouTube subscribers recommended this, and it's very bright. This is daytime. And you got so many different modes here. But I'll tell you, the very bright light. So I'll have to get this thing out at nighttime, do a small ride, and I'll show you how well that light does. But other than that, I purchased this little cup holder. It worked out well on the stem of the seat. And I think that's about all the stuff I did add to it. But I'm gonna tell you what, if you're looking for a really, really great bike, as far as its looks and everything else, this is it. Like I said, I'm not a paid sponsor for them. They've so graciously sent this bike to me to review, and I told them I would do several reviews on it, and I will. So I want to thank them for sending this bike to me. Also, I did buy an aftermarket alarm here. They have one inside the bike, but I don't like the sensitivity of it. I tried to do the adjustments they told me to do, but you had to really shake that bike to get it to move, and you could walk it very slowly and that alarm will not go off. So I purchased that aftermarket alarm, and you barely touch these handlebars, that thing's going off. So that's the one thing I did add, that it was already on the bike, but I felt it was important that I have that. So anyway, if you guys got any questions on this, feel free to ask me. I'll go ahead and videotape going back, and then might make a couple video segments out of this. So I'll see you when I get back. Yeah, when it gets right at about 18 miles an hour in pedal assist 5, this is when that motor cuts out. When I first got the bike, I made some adjustments in the computer, and due to some other YouTube recommendations from other guys that had reviewed the bike, and I'll tell you, I'm glad I changed it back, because it was draining the battery very quickly. Just to increase the speed by 5 miles an hour, it wasn't worth it. So I got back with the electric bike company, and they told me this thing is really built to do 20 miles an hour, and that's it. So I put everything back to the regular default settings, and I've had no problem except the surge in pedal assist 5. It's not that it really hurts to have that, but you feel it on your left. As I mentioned, this is definitely the most comfortable bike I own. Yeah, if the weather's not bad tomorrow, we may try to get out. I may go ahead and put my bike rack on my truck, and I'm not sure which bike I'll take tomorrow. On your left. Yeah, I really don't want to get the side rusher on my truck mount until I get the 4-inch tire receivers that they actually a cradle where the tires sit in. I want to make sure I've got a 4-inch cradle, and this one only goes up to 2.5 inch, which I could carry this bike and my aerial rider on that mount, but not my side rusher. It does have a nice pedal assist on this, even the pedal assist 5 going up hills. I mean, I increased the watts to about almost 800. So it's got some torque to it. As I'm going down this hill, I could feel the pedal, the motor kicking out. Well, we've had a nice 2 or 3 days here in Southwest Ohio. It's been a little warmer. Whole lot better than that 8 below zero we had on the 23rd of December. No, I'm not superstitious about black cats running in front of me. I own a black cat, so he runs in front of me all the time. I don't believe in that bad luck stuff. try to get out 3 days this week. I don't quite have the mileage that I'm used to doing, my 90 to 120, but I got to ride whenever I can. Yeah, they called for pretty good rain earlier today and barely even sprinkled. That's one job you can do as a meteorologist. You can be half right or half wrong all the time and you're going to keep your job. You don't have to be right all the time. You just have to be close. It's like horseshoes and hand grenades. You only have to be close. Yeah, we've got about 2.5 miles to go here. I just hate to see people throwing trash down off the sides of this walk or this bike trail. Drives me crazy. I was not raised to litter like that. You see way too much of it. I heard they're going to tear these other tracks down over here, and they're going to run another bikeway that goes downtown Dayton through the city. I know it's in the planning stages. I'm not sure how far along they've got. I know this bike trail's been here a number of years now. I'm thinking 10 years, maybe 15. But I'm so blessed to only live 4/10 of a mile off the bike trail. So I've got less than a mile both ways up and back that I even have to be on the road. I'll be doing another gardening video coming up very shortly. All my plants, a lot of them have seeded now that I grew in on the heat mats, and they're starting to sprout, so I got to be getting them over to the grow lights here very shortly. So by the time planting comes around, I'll be ready. Hopefully I won't have to buy one plant this year. I grew pretty much everything from seed. And I'm going to do all my tomatoes and my pepper plants, squash and all that stuff. I'm going to be doing that all from seed. But I can't start that probably at about the first week of March. You need about 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even a little more depending on the growth of for the last frost date. You want to put it out 6 to 8 weeks before that. Yeah, if you've not watched any videos on this on YouTube, Electric Bike Company's got some really neat videos of tour of the plant, how they do everything. It was a really neat video that they put together. You guys might want to visit that if you think about buying this bike. We're gonna have some traffic here. We're about to get off 5 o'clock traffic here for long. We'll have to go halfway and wait here. In pedal assist 5, you get up to speed pretty quick after a stop. But as soon as it hits that about 18.5 miles an hour, that motor starts kicking out a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be riding some trails south of town here that I know are there. Maybe ride down towards Cincinnati along the Great Miami River. Might go down into the Loveland area, down through there. Or I'm not sure where that bike trail goes through down there. But I'll be taking that trail this year. I'm just going to try a lot of different ones that I'm normally just do this one all the time. Now don't get me wrong, I could ride just 3 days a week, same trail, not flinch, because I just love to get out and get the exercise. But for viewership of my subscribers and people watch my videos, I want to change it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to shut the video off right here due to safety and security reasons. And like and share this video if you like, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.